Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Algorithmic Illustrator. In this particular episode, we're going to go over a very simple problem. It's pretty easy. Leetcode 3D7, which is to find the first unique character that occurs in a given string, okay? So given a particular string, you want to find the first non-repeating character and return its index, okay? And if it doesn't exist, we want to return -1, okay? So let's look at this example here. The string is Leetcode, right? And we want to return 0 because L is the first non-repeating character that occurs here, okay? And here for love Leetcode, the answer is 2 because first we look at L, right? L occurs multiple times, right? We look at O occurs here, so V does not occur anywhere, so it's the first non-repeating character, and we return the index, not the character itself, the index, okay? So pretty straightforward. So let's look at how we can solve this. One is the brute force solution, which is pretty straightforward. So what the brute force solution does is it runs a nested loop from I till you have one I from 0 until the length of string -1, and you have j from I plus 1 till the end of the string, right? And essentially what you want to do is you want to see whether, after you might have some sort of, if the, you might want to have Boolean variables and so forth. And there's multiple ways to really do this, but one way to do this is that if, if you complete running the inner loop and you finish scanning the entire string, then there's no repeats, then you can set that boolean value to true, okay? So what you can do is to do something like you can have a boolean variable, say is found equals false, right? And essentially, or is found equals true initially, and if you see that the character at the I, right, is equal to the character at j, right, then you set is found to, if it's true, you set it to false, for instance, right? And you can do some checks, sanity checks, to see if is found is still true and so forth, and do it that way, okay? And this is pretty straightforward. So this would take as a time complexity of O of n squared and a space complexity of O of 1, because O of n squared to have two nested loops, and then space complexity of constant because you're not using any additional data structures here, okay? And this is a way to go about it if you're doing the brute force solution. There's a better way to do it. It's really easy. If you just think about it for a little bit, what you can do is, since you want to find the first non-repeating characters, you have to essentially maintain some sort of counts, right? And so you can use a hash map to maintain the counts of all the letters, okay? So what you can do is you can first create the hash map, with counts, right? And essentially what you can do is you can loop over the original string, right? And compare the counts. And if counts is equal to 1, then you return the index. Else -1. Really straightforward. Okay, so let's take the simple example here, the Leetcode, right? So you would first create a hash map with the counts. So it would look something like this: L1 E2 T1 C1 O1 D G1. Actually, E would be 3, my bad. Yeah, so E would be 3. So this would be the counts of the things in my hash map, right? And basically what you want to do is now you want to loop over the original string, which is this, right? You start the first one, you compare it in the hash map, and you see, okay, my count is 1 here, so I return the index here, which is 0, okay? And that's pretty much it. So I mean, let me quickly write the code here. So one optimization you can make is that you don't have to use a hash map. You can just have a character array of 256 if you know that your given string is an ASCII string. Okay, so first unique character, I'll call it FUC for short, and takes in a string, right? So first we can create a character map, right, which contains all the counts. So to do that, I'll use the counter from the collections in Python, right? I'll essentially, this is something I have to do. First convert into a list. So this, now I have all the counts. Essentially I created this map here. Then all I need to do is loop over the original string, right? So for C, for index character in enumerate string, right? If the char map at C is equal to 1, meaning that the count is 1 for that particular instance, I can go ahead and return the index, okay, where it occurs. Else, if this loop completes and, you know, I have not found any characters with counts 1, I return -1. Okay, that's pretty much it. So it's really simple. The time complexity of this will be big O of n, right? Where n is the number of characters in the given string. Space complexity would also be big O of n because you would need to store all the characters using a hash map, and you could go about doing it that way. Okay, pretty simple and straightforward problem. Let me show you my submission on Leetcode. So we'll see you guys soon. Hey guys, welcome back to the first unique character in a string problem. This is the problem from Leetcode, and I apologize if there's any background noise. My family is watching a movie actually, so any case. So this particular problem is finding the first unique character in a given string. The solution is really straightforward. In fact, it's just 4 lines. So what I do initially is I first get the counts associated with each letter in the given string. So that's what this line 8 does here. The counter is a special it's from collections. It basically initializes a dictionary with the given counts. And then what I can do is I can just iterate over my original string here, and since I'm iterating it on order, I just check the counts, and if the given character on my given position is equal to 1, then I return that index. Else I return -1 if it doesn't exist. Okay. One small optimization I can make here is that if I do know that my string is all ASCII characters, instead of using a hash table, I can potentially use a character array with size 256, and I can hash into that particular array if I do know it's the letter. Okay, so that's one particular optimization I can make. Okay, so let's go ahead and actually submit the solution and see what happens. Okay, great, it got accepted. Pretty straightforward, this particular problem, and it's also easy, so not too much not too much tricks involved in this particular problem. Okay, alright guys, see you next video. See you, good luck, bye.